good afternoon, and good evening, depending on which part of the world you're joining us today. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope we can meet your expectations. In the next 1 hour, I, Arushi Badula, Global Crop Marketing Salads, and my colleague, Stephen Hermans, will take you through our purpose as BASF Vegetable Seeds. We'll talk about consumer insights and market trends that are happening around salad world. Last but not the least, we'll focus and highlight Nunhems lettuce specialty, the types that can make a difference in your business. Moving on, to talk about as BASF Vegetable Seeds, me and my colleagues go to work every day. What motivates us is the zeal to make healthy eating enjoyable and sustainable for our people, our partners, and the planet. As a vegetable seed company, we deal directly with growers and plant raisers, but that's not all. We are really focused on the entire value chain. As you can see, we sell 500 billion seeds per year, which is equivalent to 500 billion kilograms of vegetables per year. That touches 500 million consumers per day. Yes, it's a lot. Our vision, to be the preferred partner along the vegetable value chain. As I said, we are a vegetable seed company that serves the growers and plant raisers directly, but that's not all. For us, the entire value chain from farm to fork is what matters. This makes us the differentiating partner for them, and this is how we bring value to our customers. How do we achieve these goals? What makes us do this? What makes us differentiate ourselves and add value to our customers? It's the global presence. It's the zeal of having the market insights, the knowledge of what's happening around the world. This is becoming even more important in this fast-changing world. Be the example of COVID, how the world just turned in a month or two to a different world altogether that we are today meeting instead of live digitally. So these market insights and consumer trends are really that drives our business. Last but not the least, our core, the blood of our business, the heart of our business, innovative breeding. Yes, that's what makes us the differentiation, and that's what makes us unique. As you can see, we are present all across the world. We have more than 2,000 plus employees. We breed for 24 crops, and we have more than 1,200 commercial varieties. That speaks for itself, that how dedicated we are in the business of vegetable seeds. As I already mentioned, that how important it is getting to know the consumers, the end consumers that are making the choices, to serve them better, to give them the right choices, to give them what excites them, be it the taste, mouthfeel, appearance, an easier variety to eat, easier lettuce to chop, a better shelf life. These are the things that we focus on when we make the right varieties and choose the best. That was all about our company. Let's get into the world of leafy greens. I will start with the consumer perception. When asked consumers what they think about lettuce, these are the key adjectives that come to their mind. Health. What is it in health? They consider lettuce as low in calorie, low carb, a summery crop. Female food, can you believe that? Yes, just because of diet. Yes, lettuce is considered as healthy, but what consumers don't know is what are the nutrients or the vitamins and minerals that make it healthy. Taste is the another adjective, which talks about crunchy, fresh, crispy, boring at the same time. So these are the key associations that they make with lettuce. Taste and texture is definitely very personal. To a kid, a bitter or a more stronger leaf will not appeal, but to adults, it might. There are people that like more red or more strong taste, more pungent taste, but there are that don't like. So it is really personal, but at the same time, what is consumers are looking for is something different, something interesting, so that it's no more boring. Next is, of course, convenience. Salads, lettuce in particular, is already considered a very convenient vegetable, which is giving quite some options and varieties and types and is ready to eat. So it is a quick meal that they can have, which is at the same time healthy. As you can see, the salad bags and bowls these days are quite becoming the norm, especially when it comes to pre-nesters. Pre-nesters are the people between the age group of 18 to 30 years which do not have kids. Let's talk about how they use lettuce. So of course, as you can see, really the common salads, fillings for sandwiches and burgers, sometimes in smoothies, sometimes in wraps, but that's all. In other vegetables, we see there is a lot of possibilities, but in case of lettuce, that's something lacking at the moment, and definitely consumers are looking for more inspiration, more recipes to look for. We saw the health, the convenience, and the taste. These were things that the consumers associate with lettuce. But what can be the possible innovation routes for us and for you to improve your business or to create a differentiation and attract our consumers more? We can definitely value add to the eating experience. As you said, as we mentioned, taste is boring, and lettuce is never the hero of the meal. Consumers really associate lettuce with boring. It's never the hero of the meal. So definitely there's a lot of scope to improve taste. It's not always the mellow taste or the salty taste. It can be a different taste. For example, a rucola tasting lettuce, why not? Second is the health, the possible differentiator. As we said, lettuce is associated as low carb, but not as a healthy vegetable. Consumers are not aware about the minerals, vitamins, and nutrients that are present in health. Maybe this can be really a key differentiator, not just having a type with better health components, but also promoting in general the health components that are there in lettuce. Next is shelf life, which is definitely not a differentiator, I would say, but a hygiene factor. Consumers complain that today the salad bags or the lettuce that they buy is having a very limited shelf life. Consider 1 or 2 days once they open the bag, which is not enough for them. By increasing it further to a day or two will definitely help. But this is something which they considered as hygiene factor. They will not be willing to pay more for this because they take it for granted. This is something they should get because now it's really limited. In addition to this, there is something very important, which is the role of color. You see, I went too fast. As you see, the role of color, the color is really important when it comes to lettuce. The salad bags, the mix of the colors, that really increases the appearance because at the end, consumers make the first purchase by the look and not by tasting. So the perfect balance of green and red is very crucial here. And also, consumers associate the way it looks to how it tastes. So if it's a darker green or darker red, they consider it to be healthy. If it's more fresh green and looks more appealing, they consider it will taste better and it will be really crunchy. So you can see how even the color can imply so many decisions for the consumer when they buy. So that's why the perfect balance of red and green is really vital when it comes to salad bags and bowls. Moving on. If we talk, this was really asking consumers what matters to them when it comes to lettuce. Now, in general today, looking at the different market trends happening around, so this is really across crops, but I've put some examples for you from the salads category to make you understand a little bit better. Good for planet. What matters for consumers is what they buy is good for the planet. It is sustainable. It reduces plastic. It is also good for the next generation, so they're not consuming all the resources. It was also studied in GfK report that 70%, when asked the consumers that what matters to them, what would they like to change? So in the top 5 categories, 70% of the consumers mentioned that they would like to see less of plastic in the fruits and vegetables that they buy. As you can see the example over there, there is a lettuce that says crisp, organic, locally grown. So it's really touching upon the good for planet parameters. But on the top of it, it's also talking about the taste, which is crispy and the... Next, we have health and safety. For consumers, good for planet is definitely important, but then safe for me is even more important. They would like to consume vegetables that are organic, pesticide-free, safe production, that give them the transparency, and at the end, it's good for them. They know what they're eating is safe for them and is healthy for them. So it's not just the health, but also the safety and the transparency of how the produce has come to them, from where it has come that matters to them. Next, we have superior quality. So the taste and appearance, as I mentioned before, is really one of the most important criteria, because when they purchase with the eyes, not with the tongue, let's say here. So the quality is very, very important. So how the lettuce looks in the bag is definitely going to make a lot of difference. The next is convenience. Convenient for me. And here the convenience can be of two different types: the mental convenience and the physical convenience. So the mental convenience, that's given by meal kits. You have the meal, everything written over there. You have the recipe. You have all the ingredients that are needed to make the meal. You don't have to think anymore. You don't have to open your fridge and stare for 10, 15 minutes at what I'm going to cook today. That's the mental convenience you get with meal kits. The next is, of course, the physical convenience. You have ready-to-eat meal kits. You have chopped salad bags. You don't have to chop them anymore. So you are saving a lot of time, which can then be taken on to the other different activities that you want to do. So in this fast, busy life, these are the things that matters to to consumers the most. Sustainability, good for planet, health and safety, superior quality, and of course, the convenience to use. Let's move on to our specialities. As we talked about a lot about taste, convenience, the first one is definitely taste. Because these, as I was mentioning before, these are the insights, market trends, and consumer insights that we focus when we know what we want to have next, what we want to offer to our customers. From us, pleasure, the range of mellow tasting varieties. As consumers quoted, lettuce is boring and it's never the hero of the meal. You have to add too many ingredients to make it palatable. You can't consume it on its own. So we have two options, known 6193, which is Technova, and 6567. These varieties offer you the unique taste and mellow taste with crispy bite. These varieties are good on its own. That's why we mentioned that you don't need to add too many ingredients, because this taste is already good on its own. And the best thing about these types is that they grow long, and it can be at high density, it can be mechanically harvested. So it definitely adds taste and flavor to your meal, but at the same time, for the grower, it helps saves cost by labor. Now let's go to the field and hear from my colleague Stefan, who will show you live how the product looks like.
Hello, good morning. My name is Stefan Hermans. I'm account manager salads for Nunhems Netherlands. I'm going to show you the varieties that belong to the concept that Arushi is explaining. The first one is called Pleasure. And in that concept we have two varieties. One is the NUN 6193, which also has a name called Technova. And the other one is the number NUN 6567. They both have a really nice, mellow, sweet taste. And the leaves are very nice, slim and tender. And because they have a nice upright growth, they are very suitable for high density plantings. You can see that it has a really nice narrow leaf and also a very thin narrow rib, which is also solid. You can use them as whole leaves on a sandwich, for instance, or you can chop them up, and then they are really suitable for a Caesar salad or a mixed bag. Because the leaves are nice thin, the cut surfaces of the leaf are also very small, and that makes the leaf less susceptible for oxidation. It has a good crunchy bite to it, so it's a real pleasure to eat these varieties.
Indeed, it's a real pleasure with these varieties. Moving on, the next specialty is convenience. With this fast, busy life, nobody has the time to cook. Everybody is looking for more convenient options. The young generation do not want to waste the food because they want to be more sustainable. Here is the offering. a range of little gems and mini romaine varieties really offer the convenience and flexibility of using the required portion. Tender and crunchy, young at the heart. You can chop it for salads, or you can use them by slitting it into two halves for grilling as a snack. Make your own choice. You can even use the individual leaf for tacos or for sandwiches. So this flexibility is really important, and also you avoid waste. We have the two varieties highlighted here, Sunred and Thespian. They are a red and a green, and they perfectly grow at the same speed, same type, and looks the same when you put it in the bag. Then we have another green, which is themed. This is a perfect green, very good looking, vibrant looking, fresh green color. Why do we promote these varieties? I think better than me, Stefan can tell us more. Let's go to Stefan, live from the field.
For the second concept, as Arushi mentioned, we are showing the convenience. And in this part, specifically the little gem. For the little gem, we have a really nice combination with the variety Sunred and the variety Thespian. What's really nice about these varieties is that you can combine them in the growth, in the production, because they have kind of a similar speed of growth. Although the red is completely red, as I'm going to show you later, which normally reduces the speed of growing, still this one gives you, the Sunred, a very fast weight. So that makes it, with a little bit slower growing Thespian, a really nice combination. What's also positive about these varieties is that they are really easy to peel, to take off the leaves. So you can clean them very fast to get to the size and the shape that you want. They also grow nicely upright, and the leaves are really nice, crunchy and tasty. I will show you how they look as a combination when you make a nice salad out of it. So as mentioned, the Sunred, what's really unique about this variety is that it has not only the complete red on the outside, but also on the inside. If you combine the Sunred with the Thespian, you get a really nice combined mixture, as I will show you here. The Thespian has a nice paler green color, but internally it's really nice yellow. So this combination is, for the concept convenience, a really nice blend and tasty combination. Next to that, we have the variety Teams. And Teams is really nice to combine for a twin pack, because it has a really nice, brilliant green color. For the growing conditions, it's a really nice, upright growing variety. Again, really easy to peel off the leaves to the shape that you want. And because it has a really nice, brilliant green outside leaf, combined with, again, like the Thespian, a really nice yellow heart, also this combination gives a really nice blend. All these varieties are able to combine. What we mostly see in the markets is that the Thespian and the Sunred are used as a combination. To make the mix whatever you want, depending on your market, you can take one red and one green, or one red and two green. That's depending on the mixture that you want. And with the Teams, as mentioned, this is mainly used as a combination of two heads. So that's about the little gem.
That was really a blend of colors. Before I move on to the next convenient category, if you have, in case you have any questions, please do not forget to write them in the chat box. When you do so, please mention the country so that our rights sales specialist can answer your questions. And in case your question is not answered during the 1 hour session, we'll definitely come back to you. Next in the convenience category, we have multi-leaf and teen leaf. Multi-leaf is definitely where every leaf counts. It's the most versatile type, which gives you a plenty of range of leaf shape, color, and texture. These are harvested as whole heads and are grown at normal plant density. They give you the good texture and the taste with a better shelf life. They give a very good appearance when put in the bag. Usually, they are harvested, as I mentioned, whole head and are being chopped at the processing facility. There is around 20 to 30% approximately the wastage. Moving on from the multi-leaf, the trend is going towards the teen leaf concept. What is it? What is a teen leaf? It's a young, tender, high-density sown, mechanically harvested crop. In this lettuce, the density that's usually followed for the outdoor is 25 to 50 plants per square meter. And in hydroponic, it is even higher, 40 to 50 plants per square meter. The advantage of teen leaf is the 10 to 12 centimeter, one bite size forkable leaves. You really can harvest it mechanically on the field. There is no post-process required for chopping. And for the consumer, it really adds value because they eat the entire leaf, which is crunchy, tasty, and gives really a flavor and blend to the salad mixes that they eat. At the same time, it also saves a lot of labor cost for our growers. For processors, it's really convenient. They get a better shelf life so that it can stay longer when it reaches the retail store. It is still fresh looking. That was about the teen leaf. And let's hear how Stefan explains us more about multi-leaf types and the teen leaf concept.
The second concept in terms of convenience is the one where we have all the different multi-leaf types. As you can see, within the multi-leaf range, we have a high possibility to select for different varieties. We have nice curly ones, we have nice smooth leaf ones, and also spiky ones. And within the leaf shape, we also have different varieties for different colors. So we have a darker green, we have a more blonde green, and we have a nice, really red type. So we can combine not only colors, but also shapes, which makes it a really interesting product. What's also very positive about these varieties within our multi-leaf range is that the leaves are really nice divided. So it gives you, I can show it by cutting, a really nice divided leaf. So when you put these in high density plantings from, let's say, 25 to 50 plants per square meter, you make sure that the plants and the leaves grow up really straight, which makes it perfect for mechanical harvest. And you can harvest the leaves at any height that you want, but most suitable is between 10 to 15 centimeters, which we call a teen leaf. In that range, in that size, it's also really nice forkable and eatable. All these varieties have already, even in a young stage, when you harvest them with that size of leaf, already a good shelf life, because they are stronger than when you harvest a young baby leaf in that age. So to show you all these different types, we have a lot of combinations. We have the spiky ones. And when you have them in the high density planting and way of growing and harvested by machine, like I said, it has a small cut surface, so less oxidation, and the leaves give also a really nice volume to the bags. We are developing this concept now for outdoor, and at the same time, as you can see later with my colleague Peter, we are developing these varieties also for indoor to have more possibilities for the future.
Thank you, Stefan. Indeed, it is really a versatile type. you make choices as per your business needs. If you are a multi-leaf grower or a processor, you want to chop them, that's possible. But if you are looking for more convenient type and you want to replace the baby leaf with a better texture, better shelf life product, then teen leaf is the answer. There are quite some differences when you compare a baby leaf and a teen leaf. A teen leaf is a more comparatively maturer product. It gives a way better shelf life. You can say 3 to 5 days more or even higher. It gives a wider range of options. You can really play with the leaf shape, the curls, the round edges or spiky. It really depends on your market needs, what's fitting for your market. You can make choices as per that. And the best part is definitely the mechanical harvest, the saving of the labor cost there. And as Stefan was also mentioning, because of the divided leaves, you get the extended harvest window, which is not possible when it comes to the other types. So teen leaf is definitely something to look forward to. Moving on, we go to the next concept. At least I can say it's one of my favorites, chef's lettuce. This is a category we are developing for food service primarily, but also for retail. We are focusing on types that can be used for burgers, sandwiches, wraps. Let's move on to the first one, that's burger leaf. Why do we promote these types? Why is the need of such a type called burger leaf? In the food service category, there are times when you use chopped products, but if you use a full whole green leaf, it gives a more the flavor of a more premiumness. It helps consumers to feel they are really eating something more healthy because of the good blend of green color. The edges and the frills at the end of the leaf really makes it more presentable. And the advantage for the food service industry is that they can get really 70 to 80% of usable uniform leaves that are good with good texture. Even if you put mayonnaise or other meat over it, the hot meat, it doesn't harm the texture of the leaf. So that's really something why it is something we are more and more focusing on to serve a food service better. As you can see in the image over there, the round shape of the burger leaf, the individual single burger leaf, is almost the same size of a burger bun. So that's another advantage, how it fits perfectly in a burger bun. And the 3D leaf and the texture is definitely that adds crunch to every burger bite that you take. I think let's go to the field and hear from Stefan about Nun A204 and Ruby Glaze as one of the options. There are a lot of other leaf types that we have, but today we'll focus on these two types. Let's go to Stefan on the field.
For the concept with the chef's lettuce, we have two different varieties and types of leaves. As Arushi was mentioning, we have the A204, which is really nice as a burger leaf. It has a really nice crunch to it. And when you harvest the head as a whole head and you take out the core, as I'm doing here, you can see that all the leaves are being nicely separated. And in total of one head, you have more or less 70% of usable leaves, which are all in the same size. And these leaves have a very nice crunch to it and a good bite. And the size makes them perfect to use on a burger. So as an example, we put a burger here and you can see, due to the really nice curly edges, it gives a really nice presentation. The leaves are really nice, flexible. And that makes them really compatible on the burger with the meat and the sauce that is also added as other ingredients. As I mentioned, so this concept of the A204 is especially used for the burger. You can cut them in the factory, make stacks of it as much as you want and send them to any place of food service that you want. Next to the A204, we have also the variety Elemental. Elemental is a variety like a romaine with a really nice crunchy leaf as well, also with a really good bite. And when you harvest the head in the field, you can send it as a whole head for the fresh market, and at the same time you can do the same with the A204. Take out the heart, and all the leaves are nicely separated, and you can peel them back to a lot of single leaves that all have the same size again. And these leaves are really suitable to put on a sandwich, or again use them for food service the way you like. Also really nice, compatible with all the other ingredients that you normally put on a burger. The leaf texture is really good. It has a lot of single leaves. In elemental, you can easily harvest up to, or use up to 80% of the leaves. So you only have like 20% waste, which in the end makes these smaller leaves. Or you use them separately, and you can increase even the usability of the total head. So these two varieties are really suited for the concept of chef's lettuce, which means for a burger or use on a sandwich.
That really made me hungry. Within the chef's lettuce, you saw the Nun A204, the burger leaf type, and we have the elemental, which Stefan was mentioning, the sandwich leaf. As he showed on field, you could really see only 20% of the waste, and the rest 80% of the leaves were really uniform. As you can here also see in the picture, they really separate easily and are almost of the equal size. That's why these varieties and these types make it very easy for the food service industry to work with them. They not only give the high percentage of usable leaves, they also are very textured and are thick enough to hold all the ingredients that are put on the sandwiches or tacos or even wraps. In addition to using these products, especially Elemental and Nun 8222, which is our hydroponic product, which you will see in the afternoon session, these products can really be used in very different formats. So you use the single leaf, but at the same time, you can also use as whole head for the fresh retail market. So that's the unique part of these products. So depending on the needs that you have, you really can play around with these products. If you are a food service industry, you can use it for sandwiches. But if you are a processor, you can chop them for Caesar salads or for other salad mix bowls that you want to have. At the same time, if you want to sell them as whole head, that's also a possibility. On the top of it, the green color, the bright green color, makes these varieties really look fresh in the bag. Next, to our chef's lettuce category, we go to the need of the hour. Technology, high-density mechanical harvest, icebergs and romaine, a solution for the future. Why are we talking about this today? As more and more we go to our growers, as we discuss with our customers downstream, we hear more and more about the labor concerns. And with COVID situation this year, it became even more worse. To provide a solution, we are really working towards a type that's something between an iceberg and a romaine, which can help our processors and our growers find a solution for a product that can be mechanically harvested in the field and saves a lot of labor cost, as it does not need to be hand harvested at all. I will talk about a little bit about why these products or why these varieties that we are developing are giving an edge. These are more upright structures, and that's why they can be grown in high density and can be mechanically harvested. It gives you the green color of romaine, but the texture of an iceberg, the crunchiness of an iceberg. Of course, it saves a lot of labor and time, which is very, very crucial when it comes to these commodities, icebergs and romaines. The taste is really wonderful. The crunchiness is that of an iceberg, as I mentioned. So this is really the solution going forward. Are we there yet? No. We are still finding a right balance of the colors. We are reaching to you, to our customers, to get feedback if a darker green color is something which is okay for you, or you really need a color which is exactly like an iceberg. What's the texture? What's the shelf life? So these are the things that we're still developing, still understanding from our consumers, and still developing in our program. But for sure, this is a need that we have identified, that we need to work more and more in this direction. We also tried understanding a little bit from consumers, that how consumers feel about the darker green color of these types. As I mentioned also in the very beginning of the presentation, that consumers feel that the darker green is really appealing. It makes them feel that it is fresher. It makes them feel that it is healthier. So definitely there is a positive outlook when it comes to consumers, but that's not all, because for you, for our customers, for processors, this has been like a Bible. From ages, we have been using icebergs and romaines in a standard format. There are specifications that have been developed in that format. So definitely, it will be a big leap forward if we want to move into this direction and to develop varieties that can be mechanically harvested and that are not exactly the same as icebergs and romaines. But we are heading towards the right direction, that's what I can say. And discussing more and more with our customers, taking your feedback, I'm sure we'll come together to a solution. Let's go back to the field live and listen from Stefan.
The last concept that we want to show here, as Rushi is mentioning, is the high density mechanical harvest. For that concept, we are using the NUN 8230. I've shown you before all the different multi-leaves that we can use with the different colors and also put them in high density, which makes them suitable for mechanical harvest. This variety, the NUN 8230, is a different kind of product. You can see the upright growth. That makes it again very suitable for this concept. And what's really interesting about this variety is that it has a really nice, crunchy, thicker leaves texture. This variety is mainly for chopping, so cutting off the leaves and use all the leaves to send to the factory where it can be further chopped and washed. And when you do that, so you take out the base, and this of course is done in the field, and then again you chop it in smaller pieces depending on the size that you want, coming from the factory specs. It appears like a type romaine or iceberg. This is done because of the difference within the color. So the outside is more darker green and it's closing a little bit, which gives the internal texture a little bit more lighter color and a little bit more white to it. So in total, after cutting this product in the factory, it really looks like a romaine or an iceberg, and can be used for that segment as well. The idea behind this concept is that we can mechanicize the production of iceberg romaines, and that is going to save labor for the grower, because we don't need the labor, the hand cut, to get the heads into the factory. So we can use a machine for that, and at the same time we also save labor in the factory, because we don't need to decore the heads anymore, and we can just throw in the leaves as many as we want for that production per day or per week. So this concept is something that we are developing, especially because it gives this nice crunchy shape to it, and it has a good taste. And we are developing this in order to see how much we can save on labor costs and really make it mechanical. So this is what we wanted to show from outdoor. If you have any questions about these different concepts that we are presenting at the moment, please reach out to your local sales rep, and we are more than welcome to assist you in the further development of all these different concepts that we have been presenting. Thanks a lot, and goodbye from the field.
Thank you so much, Stefan. That was really informative. I hope our customers also could see value in the things that we are doing. Because as BASF Vegetable Seeds, whatever we do, customer centricity comes at the first. The concepts that we develop or the varieties, let's say, that we develop always are focused to meet the customer needs, to value them, to help them support, to grow their business, to really bring new innovations, new ideas, so that they can really grow their business. That's always what we want to do. As I also said in the beginning, for us, what is very critical is to add value to the entire chain. It's not just the growers. They are the primary contact. They are the ones that we are making the solution for. But at the end, we also go 2 steps forward. We really seek out to our processors, we really seek out to retailers and to consumers to understand what they want to have, what's the unique thing they want to see in vegetables, and that's what drives our business. All the concepts that you saw today are actually a result of all these understandings through the value chain, through consumer insights, market insights, and really going to the breeding, pre-breeding, and seeing what all solutions are possible. To just give, to recap a little bit on the mechanical harvest concept. So we talked a lot about it already. I spoke a little few minutes, then Stefan also clearly gave you how it can be used on the field. This is something which is really coming up because of the labor issues. We heard stories last year where, or last year, if I remember correctly, a lot of growers left their iceberg field unattended. They did not harvest it because they could hardly get the labor. That was one challenge. The second challenge was if they harvest, the labor cost was much, much, much higher than if they would have sold it to the marketplace. So these kind of challenges are really putting us as a vegetable seed company on the spot to find a solution. So here, maybe the solution is not just from a seed company. Maybe it is we have to find a solution altogether, the growers, processors, we as BASF Vegetable Seed Company, and also the mechanical harvest companies. So if you are really interested in this, please make sure that you reach out to our sales specialist, or if you have any questions, as I said again, please mention it in the chat box, mention your country, and just put your question through. Our right sales representative will answer your questions. As I move to the end, I would like to just give a summary of what all we discussed today so that we brush up what was being discussed in the last 45 minutes. We talked about pleasure, a range of mellow tasting varieties. Taste is really important because what consumers were saying is lettuce is boring. It's not the hero of the meal. So to really innovate, to bring a differentiation, taste is something which can be looked into, which can be worked out. Next is convenience. So there is no doubt regarding this. Consumers are really looking for convenient product, be it the convenience of mental convenience or the physical convenience. They are looking for products that saves the time, that help them cook fast, that let them do not do the too much of thinking. And we have the solution with a range of little gems and mini romaines, which can be used as you want. So they are flexible. They give you the convenience and flexibility to use the portion that you want to. We have the multi-leaf and teen leaf, the really versatile types. You can really play with the different colors, different textures, and give a good blend. The next is chef's lettuce, a real solution for the food service and also for the retail, I would say, because you can really trigger the minds of consumers with meal kits having an elemental or a burger leaf 8204 in there, and just having the full recipe of a burger or sandwich or a taco mix. So this is also for retail, I would say, and not just for food service. Of course, the main users are for food service. These types, let's talk about the sandwich leaf first. You saw how 80% of the leaves were usable, a minimum of only 20% waste. It gives you the texture and color that's needed, and it's really convenient for the people behind the restaurant, really the chefs, to play and just stack one after the other. They really don't have to weigh the product anymore and do not have to, just waste time thinking how much grams it is. They can really pick one and keep on stacking onto the breads and sandwiches. So it really saves a lot of time, and then definitely it adds value to the consumer, because seeing the whole leaf, they feel it's a more premium type instead of the chopped one. Then we have the burger leaf. Of course, the texture, the frills, the green and the red adds too much vibrancy to the color, to the burger, and definitely the crispiness is to go for. So these are the types that are adding a lot of presentation to the burgers, but also at the same time, they're adding to the crunch. The next was technology, mechanical harvest, high density mechanical harvest. So the products that grow upright, a type between iceberg and romaine, when you grow them at high density, it can be mechanically harvested with the existing baby leaf machine or other types of machines, and definitely it's the solution for the future. It saves a lot of labor, it saves a lot of time. So this is definitely something to pursue further. Thank you so much for being a great audience. Before I close, we would like to have a quick round of questions with you. These questions you can see on your screen. If you answer these questions, we will know what did you like, what are the concepts that we should keep working on, where should we focus more, and definitely, depending on your interest, the right sales representative will also come back to you for follow-ups. The first one, I think you can also see it on your screen, but I will anyhow read it to you. Which of the concepts you are most interested in? First, within this convenience category, little gems and mini romaine. Within convenience, second option, multi-leaf or teen leaf. In technology, high-density mechanical harvest, or the chef's lettuce, which is burger leaf and sandwich leaf. We will give it a bit of time. I can see your answers coming. Let's give another 2 minutes. I would really encourage you all to answer, because this will definitely help us to make the right choices and to have the right focus on your needs. There is a lot of interest definitely in technology, high-density mechanical harvest, which is definitely not a surprise, because what we have been hearing from last couple of years, this is definitely a need that we need to fulfill, and something which you guys are also looking for a solution for. Okay. I hope you can see the answers on your screen as well. But if not, then anyhow, we will come back to you with the answers and which ones are the most selected ones. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, I hope you can see it on your screen. How interested are you to find a solution through high-density mechanical harvest for iceberg and romaine? There are 3 simple options: very interested, somewhat, and not interested. I'm sure this would not be a difficult one, looking at the answers you answered for the first question. Let's give another 2 minutes. I think for sure it's a no-brainer. I can definitely see that a lot of you are really interested in this to find a solution. Let me give it another 1 minute so that all of you can register your answers. Okay, let's move to the third question. This is again a follow-up question regarding the same mechanical harvest. So how do you see your business changing? Will there be an impact due to the labor shortage? Are you looking for alternates? Yes or no? I will also encourage you to answer for this question in your chat box, if possible. If you're looking for a change due to the labor shortage, what is it? Are you looking for mechanical harvest, or you are thinking of switching to a different growing concept? So what is exactly are you thinking to solve this issue of labor? Okay, let's move on to the last question. The last is, as I mentioned also during the presentation, we are looking into a solution that can help with the mechanical harvest, but it is still not as close to as icebergs in the color. But is this something of a concern to you? Are you more open to a different color also? Or for your business, the need is really something which looks like iceberg? So this answer would definitely help us to put our minds or the breeding programs or our focus right. So is it really like iceberg color, or is it like, no, it doesn't matter? Or maybe you can try to be more flexible. If the solution is there, even the color is something you can think of changing with a darker green color. I see a lot of maybe coming in. So definitely looks like this is something to pursue further, because if you have the solution with the machine, maybe the color is something which can be always discussed more and tested through consumers. Another 1 minute, maybe. As I mentioned, your answers are really valuable, because this will definitely help us to focus, and also for our sales specialists to reach out to you to take it further and to follow up on this webinar and to see what are your needs and really provide the right solutions and do the trials and the testings. Okay, I think almost all of you have answered. So thank you so much for these insights. These were the 4 polls that we wanted to have the discussion with you. And just to sign off from here, thank you so much for being a great audience. I hope it was valuable to you. We really wanted to do, this is something which we are trying and doing for the first time, because we wanted, as I said in the beginning, customer centricity is the important thing for us. And the demo days, week 39, always used to be live. But this year, eventually, because of the unprecedented times due to COVID, we couldn't have a lot of customers from abroad. And that's why we thought, let's reach out to you. Let's bring the demo days to you. Just for your information, in the afternoon, we have another session from hydroponic, where Peter Dues, my colleague, will take you through the greenhouse and talk about the different systems, TFT, NFT, and also he will show you how different concepts work in the system with high density, and we'll also listen to our customer testimonials. Please, if you have not subscribed it yet, there's a link. You must have the invite. Please go and join that session. And thank you so much once again. As mentioned again, if your questions are not answered, we will come back to you via mail, and the sales rep will take you further from there. Thank you once again. Good evening, good afternoon. Thanks for being a great audience. Thank you so much.